has grown over the past couple of years to multi-million-dollar tournaments. It's the primary form of entertainment for the youth and millennials. When we first caught wind of the SEA Games, we realized that it was missing a major component and what we felt should be esports. We flew across to Philippines. We met up with Senator Cayetano and the rest of FISOC, and the rest is history. Esports, for the first time ever, is a medal sport in a major sporting event.
This is the first time esports is going to be included in the SEA Games. It's a huge thing. Like, we've been waiting for this for quite a long time, actually.
It really shows how far esports has come. It's crazy to be on par with conventional sports.
I think esports today, this past year has been a turning point for the industry, and we're very proud to be part of this. The future of esports, I would say, limitless and exciting. I'm just really passionate. I think there's a huge future in this, and we want to be part of that.
Ladies and gentlemen, today we are making history. To be the first medal esports event in the world is a great promise.
Right now, we are having our the Southeast Asian Game Esport Test event. We did this so that we can conduct a simulation of what will happen on the actual SEA Games. So we're testing out everything in terms of the internet, the infrastructure, the league ops, the PCs, the networking, and also the streaming that will be used in the actual SEA Games.
Everyone's here to make sure that we have a really good presentation of esports come the Southeast Asian Games in December. Now, that's very important for esports because when we show them how successful we are in organizing this, we believe there will be more acceptance of esports, which would mean that even parents would understand that, hey, maybe there's a future, there's something after. We want a lot of young people to have brighter and bolder dreams. It's a new world, and who knows what comes next.
If any game deserves to be an esports title, it's got to be STARCRAFT 2. It's, strategically speaking, very in-depth. There's a lot of strategies, a lot of things you can do. Some people call it like a chess game on steroids. The STARCRAFT 2 community is quite compact, so you kind of know everyone. The other top 2 players are usually from the Philippines and Vietnam, so they've been always consistently doing well in the other tournaments as well. I'm going to just do the same thing I've always done to prepare for tournaments, study a lot, practice a lot, and then just hope for the best.
So yun, finish ko yung pagiging Dota 2. Lahat ginawa ko para maging professional player. Siguro yung Dota kasi sa akin, sobrang importante kasi sa akin yun. Kung ako, sasabihin ko sa sarili ko na yung Dota is para siyang pagkain sa akin. Kumbaga, pag wala yung Dota, hindi ko mabubuhay yung sarili ko.
Jika kita dapat memenangkan turnamen ini, kita tentunya akan mendapatkan perhatian lebih dari tim-tim tier 1 Dota di dunia. Dan ini sangatlah bagus untuk karir-karir kita, player-player Dota Indonesia.
When I started playing was TEKKEN 3 and I was like 7 years old back then. 18 years later, fast forward, it's actually selected as one of the games for SEA Games. I never thought that I would be given this opportunity to play in front of thousands and thousands of people.
The bootcamp really helped me get ready for the Southeast Asian Games 2019 because we had JDCR, which is one of the best TEKKEN players in the world, to train with us.
I was able to play with JDCR earlier. He told me a lot of tips and tricks and some things that I should not do. I'll take it as a lesson from him because he's obviously one of the best TEKKEN players in the world.
I got a opportunity to teach maybe new generation, young players. They got improved a lot. I'm happy to see that.
KO. I think we're going to see some pretty exciting gameplay, and I'm looking forward to a really high level of competition.
There's a misconception of people thinking that esports is just playing games. It's actually not that simple. There's actually a lot of hard work to it. You have to grind hours, you have to practice over and over again. You have to spend a lot of time.
I feel nervous because I have never traveled overseas for a gaming tournament before. So this will be challenging, but also will be a good experience for me. I will practice really hard for this, and I want to perform and win the whole tournament.
Siguro sa tingin ko sa sarili ko, confident naman ako, pero hindi pa rin sapat yun na kailangan ko pahigitan yung mga ibang player na katulad ko. Lilipad kami ng Singapore para lang mag-training sa i-coach din ng mga international na player.
These guys are the elite, when it comes to esports.
I've been a big fan of Eurogenesis since 5 years ago, and I was absolutely delighted that they managed to make it into this year's internationals. They're one of the top 5 teams in the world. I'm pretty excited for them to be in Singapore.
We've been queuing here for a couple of hours already. I'm really excited to meet them. I just want to come now and just take a look at their face in real life.
EG, we love you!
These guys are the Messis, the Ronaldos, the Lewis Hamiltons, if you were, of the esports world.
Evil Geniuses is one of the top-tier teams in the world, and they made millions of dollars.
I think 16 years old and I've already earned $1 million when it comes to playing games is absolutely astonishing.
The Southeast Asian fans are definitely different than the other. There are actually just a lot more people that play Dota here.
Being a pro gamer, it's probably one of the more harder jobs, to be honest. It's gonna be a hard road, and you have to be mentally ready for that.
It's a very humbling experience having so many fans, even from another region, come and cheer for us, which is super nice.
I still can't believe I get to actually see them in person. This is everything for me as a Dota fan.
Southeast Asia's best Dota 2 players have all come together to be put through their paces by the Evil Geniuses.
We are making history because we're bringing all 5 different teams to come to one single location to really spar and be trained.
Siguro, sobrang dami namin matututunan kasi next level na rin kasi yung team nila. Kaya siguro, malaking tulong sa amin mga player na maturuan din nila.
We had 2 games with Thailand. First game was pretty one-sided, but I think by the time we had the second game, it was actually a pretty close game. We're actually winning, but we're lacking some stuff here and there, so they actually won the second game too. So it was a 2-0.
And that's the thing about Dota, being proactive, always make them react. Never react yourself.
We have Volba giving all his knowledge, give a lot of impact for us, because we don't have that tier 1 knowledge about it, so I think it's very helpful.
We get the experience, the first-hand experience from a top team, sharing information with us, giving out tips, coaching us, whatever that we don't really know yet.
Event ini sangatlah disiplin, karena disiplin itu sangatlah penting bagi atlet, terutama e-sport, supaya kita itu lebih fokus dalam pertandingan.
What people don't understand is how much discipline, how much practice we put into it. I used to live in Australia, and when I realized that I wanted to go pro for Dota, I quit my job and pretty much left my life behind in Australia. I had an amazing girlfriend, I had an amazing friend, I had many amazing friends. I was a very lucky man in Australia. But when I close my eyes and when I picture myself, walking on the main stage of TI, when I just picture myself hearing the crowds cheering. For Dota 2, for me, it just made me feel so alive, and I just want to get there.
Siguro yung pinaka, yung hirap na pinagdaanan ko, yung una sa lahat yung mawalay ka sa pamilya mo ng bata ka pa lang. Kasi 12 years old ako nung umalis ako sa bahay. Kaya sobrang laking hirap nun kasi una sa lahat, hindi ko alam kung saan ako titira, saan ako kukuha ng kakainin ko. Kaya ayun, yung mga kaibigan ko naman, sinama naman ako. Tapos may nanggampon din sa akin, tapos sagot lahat. Tapos ayun din yung nagpapalaro sa akin. Sagot niya lahat ng needs ko sa pagkain, sa pagdodota.
I'm just watching from their fog, clicking random heroes, looking at items, picking what they should be doing, or thinking about what's happening as well, what I see. The early game was pretty bad. The other team snowballed the game. I mean, it needs a lot. The other team just has better laners.
And this bootcamp scenario we have here is actually very different. Step by step, you have to do everything right, and it's pretty rigorous. It's pretty intensive.
They'll have to be prepared to take criticism, but when it's coming from someone who's been there, seen it all and done it all, then if you can't take that sort of criticism and learn from it, then perhaps you should be doing something else.
Yung pagko-coach ni Bulba sa amin is okay naman, sobrang legit yung mga tinuro niya sa amin, yung mga sinabi niya, mga sobrang small details pero ang laking tulong as a player tsaka sa team.
Sobrang importante yung mga nasabi niya about sa game.
Kita mendapatkan ilmu-ilmu baru dari cara bermainnya EG, terutama di laning stage. Terbukti pada saat kita scrim lawan Thailand, kita coba strateginya dan it works.
For our team, I think we are looking forward to playing Team Thailand. During the bootcamp, they were the ones that are more outstanding. By the second game, we actually got pretty close to winning them. So actually, I would like to have a rematch with them pretty soon.
The SEA Games will be intense, it will be some severe competition, and medals are up for grabs. Now it actually means something for these guys, and the experiences they've had here can only serve them well when we get to the SEA Games.
Sa hindi inaasahan pagtatapon ng mga...
Pada event ini kita mendapatkan beberapa pengalaman yang lucu dan unik. Having fun dengan teman-teman dari Filipina karena kita somehow bisa nyanyiin lagu Filipina.
To see someone who loves our song, it was so fun.
I like to be a Pinoy.
บางครั้งมันก็ดีที่ได้ออกมาเล่นข้างนอกได้พักจากการเล่นเกมแล้วก็ได้เล่นกับ
ถ้าพูดถึงบูตแคมป์ที่มาประสบการณ์ในครั้งนี้ก็คือรู้สึกว่ามันได้มีการประสบการณ์ให้กับน้องๆนะครับในทีมชาติไทยได้เข้ามาที่บูตแคมป์ของ Razer แต่ในซีเกมเขาก็อาจจะเป็นคู่แข่งกันแต่ท้ายสุดก็มีเรื่องของเฟรนด์ชิพเรื่องของการเป็นเพื่อนเข้ามาก็ดีมากครับที่เขาได้เล่นบาสเกตบอลด้วยกัน
I think it's a very good thing for esports to be part of SEA Games. It gives it more recognition as an entity on its own.
Esports coming to the SEA Games means it's more moving into the mainstream now.
SEA Games picking up esports as one of the disciplines is a really big step for esports. It becomes a very official event. Esports is indeed a legitimate sport, and we do see the rise of esports athletes from young.
So I'm currently at the Resurgence team house. They have built this structure from a little dream, and now the dream is very much alive. It's a beautiful place and with amazing infrastructure just for training and streaming and all the kinds of things to support the gamers here. The way I practice, it's a lot of studying. So I watch a lot of games. I watch the pro games from Korea, from China, from Europe, everything, I choose the play styles which will fit me best. And when I go back home, it's very specific practices. It's kind of like what Bruce Lee says, you practice the same kick 1,000 times rather than doing 1,000 kicks one time. So that's my kind of practice regime.
I'm Benjamin, also known as SGIS, and I'm representing Singapore for the upcoming SEA Games for Hearthstone.
I'm Marcus, also known as McLaren. I play Arena of Valor and I'm representing Singapore for the SEA Games.
For the upcoming SEA Games, it's going to be one of the biggest stages that I'm going to be playing on. I don't exceptionally have an opponent that I fear, but I know that the opponents that I'm going to meet there aren't as easy as it seems.
There are definitely many strong teams in the upcoming SEA Games. There is the Vietnam team as well as the Thailand team. I feel that we are still behind, but we would train very hard to prepare. What I do on my part is to mentally prepare myself and say, hey, go up there and do your stuff. Don't let what people think affect you.
I practice about 5 to 6 hours a day, basically because I have to grind the ladder and know the different matchups for a certain deck that I'm testing. I know it's not going to be easy, but at the same time, I can't wait for the SEA Games to start.
Mobile gaming is a game changer. Everyone nowadays carries a smartphone which is capable of playing games, and this creates a great deal of accessibility. So it's not like a PC, you can just have a handphone and you can play competitively on it and get good on it.
Esports SG has always been the top team within the region, and obviously representing Singapore, it's going to be a huge honor.
When I started the game, I never ever thought I would have gone pro. I didn't even know about the pro scene of Mobile Legends. I found people that I could play with and I enjoyed playing with them. That's when I really thought that, hey, I should decide going pro.
We are preparing for the upcoming SEA Games, playing scrims. We do it 3 times over 5 weekdays and probably the entire weekend.
They're going to face so much competition going into the SEA Games. They're going to face the best of the best coming from every single country. Obviously, they are a good team, but they might not be the best in the region just yet.
When it comes to preparedness, I guess we're getting more prepared every day. And by the time SEA Games comes, we'll definitely be prepared for it. I don't think many people actually understand how tiring esports is, but I know once you're in this esports scene, you'll start to realize that it's much more tiring than you expected it to be.
When we were younger, as children, and we will envy the athletes that get to represent Singapore for various sports. It's so surreal that I will be one of them this coming December.
PvP is an event that started out as a tournament for top-tier gamers in 2018.
We wanted to go deep. We want to go deep into the community because there are a lot of hidden talent in Singapore and across ASEAN in terms of gamers. People who are students, working professionals, who all enjoy are actually united with one common liking, which is games. Right? And that's how we thought, okay, you know what, let's go into the community. Let's really go deep, and we tried this and it's been a huge success.
PvP Esports is a really good platform for the local players. With the campus league itself, we've already seen a lot of players who have started from a very young age, and this is a really good hunting ground, especially for professional teams who are looking for young and upcoming talents.
Well, having the minister here today is a huge endorsement for esports. Esports has definitely been much more legitimized.
I was really privileged to talk to the Minister of Education about Mobile Legends. I just explained to him how the game is played, and then we did a little tutorial. He was very positive about it and very encouraging.
Playing for competitions has been a really big part, and preparation is one key step to getting yourself ready for the big stage. But with SEA Games, it becomes a whole new different thing. You put yourself on the line, you put your team's pride, and obviously your country's honor on the line.
I think it's a very big honor to be able to represent Singapore at a national level.
I'm looking forward to play and participate in SEA Games as well as attaining a medal and bringing it back to my home country and say that I've done well.
Being one of the first players to represent Singapore at the SEA Games for an esports title makes me really honored. For me, definitely nothing less than gold. Anything less than gold, I think it's quite an embarrassment for myself. So it's high expectations, high pressure, but yeah, I hope I deliver.
The message I have to the athletes going to the SEA Games is you are charting a very new course. Nobody quite knows where this is going, which makes it a lot more exciting. So you guys chart the path. We will continue to support you.
I'm not even there yet, but I'm already having goosebumps listening to our national anthem being played.
Feeling nervous, scared definitely. We are representing Singapore and we do not want to let Singapore down.
I encourage the teams to just go all out, make a name for yourselves, make a name for your country.
Well, pretty much we were the ones who kind of kick-started the whole process. About a year and a half ago, we flew over to Manila. We met up with Speaker Cayetano and the rest of the Olympic Committee. They said, this is for the youth. The youth are important to the Philippines. We're going to be, supporting this 100%. And here we are. We're incredibly excited to be here finally and have esports as a medal sport at the Games.
I can say that the production quality of the event is very high. It's very well organized from what I've been seeing so far. I'm quite impressed by it.
Siyempre nakaka-proud po kasi historic event naman talaga. Not only are we the host country, siyempre first time pa magka-esports sa SEA Games.
I'm super honored that I'm here. I've been received with a very warm welcome by the Philippine people.
It's a great feeling when you play in the big stage. You feel the energy.
This is one of the experience that I think very good and meaningful for us.
Being chosen to represent Singapore for TEKKEN feels quite amazing for me, but also I feel under pressure because everyone is very dependent on me.
The game I'm playing, Dota 2, you need a lot of things to work together. I mean, it's teamwork, communication. It's almost same like what you need to do in your real life too.
We are very prepared. We already have our strategy. We just do our best.
I feel really happy because we're able to represent our country, and Ender is one of really the best player in our country for StarCraft.
My toughest competition, I gotta give it to my arch rival, Ender from the Philippines. The last time we played was actually in Singapore in the finals for a Southeast Asian event as well. So this time it's on his home ground, so I really want to meet Philippines in the finals.
Our time to grind, our time to shine. Ha, ha, ha. They don't want it with us. We want the whole world to see. But it's our time. It's our time. But they don't want it with us. See and you believe. But it's our time. It's our time. But they don't want it with us.
Masayang-masaya syempre, parang biglang nawala lahat ng kaba ko, lahat ng pressure. Niisip ko sana manalo ganyan. Yun. Kahit pa paano mas nakahinga ako ng maluwag, masaya.
Ender is really strong and very smart when it comes to decision making. That's why he was able to win.
I think it's been a crazy Cinderella story, but I'm so glad that, I at least have a good showing here.
Every Singaporean would still be proud for Thomas to bring back home a silver. It's still something that we can cheer about and be happy for.
Happy and proud just kasi paminsan lang to.
ความรู้สึกส่วนตัวตอนนี้คือทำอะไรก็ได้ทำอะไรก็อารมณ์ดีไปหมดแล้วก็รู้สึกปลาบปลื้มที่แบบทุกๆคนคอยช่วยคอยให้กำลังใจ
I'm feeling very happy and proud that I'm able to achieve a medal back for my country, Malaysia.
This is a very good opportunity for all the entire region to come together.
I am very, very grateful and honored for actually all the opportunity, the training, and the facility provided by the country.
Something like this, parang iba yung impact, iba yung gravity ng ganitong tournament. So it feels really nice.
I am so grateful to Min Liang Tan. I think that is crazy amazing by Razer to have made this all happen. Amazing. Visionaries.
I think the future esports will be very big
I think they are starting to recognize esports. For me, I hope it will be recognized as a proper sport.
5 to 10 years down the road, I believe that esports will actually be recognized as a sport itself.
Esports has a long history, but obviously in the next 5 to 10 years, with more and more corporate companies coming in, realizing that there's a huge potential in esports, I'm pretty sure that we're going to bring esports all the way to new heights.
I'm glad that people are taking it more seriously, and it just means that even as gamers, we need to up our game, we need to treat it more seriously and more professionally, and that's a great way to see esports grow.
In 2024, there's a realistic chance that esports will be part of the Olympic Games as a demonstration sport, and if that does go well, then it's hard not to imagine that esports won't be part of the 2028 Olympic Games.
This is really going to change things. It's going to be a huge catalyst, and it's just the starting point for the recognition of esports as an actual sport for the rest of the world.